Good morning and welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago. Well, sip and strategize. It is a monthly training and networking event that focuses on personal branding. And here with us is the mastermind behind this wonderful event, Jamila Bannister.
Yes.
Good morning, Ms. Bannister. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
What led you to invest your time and energy into putting together something like this?
Well, I am a personal branding consultant, and when I was building my own brand, sometime last year, I wanted to find a way to reach people in the real world a little bit more, because we find ourselves residing online so much, but connecting with people in the real world is still a very important part of building your brand and growing your reputation. So I decided to put together an event, and initially it was something that didn't have as much structure as this one you see here. So this is actually a very evolved product, but it was a way for us to kind of come together, talk, network, and almost learn through osmosis with people sharing their experiences.
How important is branding?
I don't think the time here today is enough for me to actually emphasize how important it is, but if I had to say it in short, I'd say that if you are somebody who is ambitious, you're ready to differentiate yourself from other people, competitors, or differentiate yourself from what people think you are versus what you actually are, it is important for you to really figure out what your brand is, because even if you are not actively creating and curating a brand, it is actually being built for you. So I always say, why allow the story to kind of run away with itself and kind of take its own shape? Take control of your brand and shape it in the way that you would like it to be.
All right, so let's look at somebody sitting in my space, right? Yeah. Somebody in the media. Yeah. Now, I'm a very private person. Mm-hmm. My name on Facebook is not my real name, mm-hmm. But my close friends know that it's me.
Right.
I do not add people or confirm people who I do not know.
Yeah.
And my Instagram account is blocked. It's just private. Yeah. What am I missing out on? Should I change that, and why?
Well, it really depends on what your goals are. I'd say that for some people, creating a very public personal brand, if that's very paradoxical, I guess, saying it that way. But to create that public persona really is a strategy that you use to build whatever business that you are growing, right? For many people, they use it, and I use it as a way to clue people into the services that I offer. And for somebody like you who may not necessarily want to do any publicity beyond the publicity you already do for a living, and it's okay if that is not the route you would like to go down. But if you are somebody in particular who really wants to be able to grow, I would say an empire, and you may not have deep pockets like a big company with a lot of money to spend on ads, the best way is to connect with people organically and as your authentic self.
Yes. Okay, what about brand ambassadors? It helps as well if you want to be a brand ambassador and you have a lot of likes on Instagram.
Well, I suppose what I like to say is that measuring somebody's ability to represent a brand well doesn't really reside in likes.
Followers, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really reside in followers. People have so many ways of beating the system and getting false likes. Yeah, no, people actually buy followers. What for me is important is authenticity, your ability to articulate whatever product you're selling well or whatever service you're selling well, and being a true participant and a true advocate for whatever you're doing. And even if that is you being an ambassador for your own brand or for your own service, authenticity for me is what is the most important thing in terms of leveraging your brand to be a brand ambassador.
Okay, so let's say someone walks into your space and tells you, here, what I need you to brand me, help me to build my brand. What is the process? Would you assess that person? How does it work?
Well, the first thing I need to figure out is what your goals are.
Okay.
So where you'd like to see yourself, and what time frame you'd like to see yourself in that position. And then I do a deep dive, I do a brand audit. So get a sense of what you're doing now, both online and offline, what your immediate circle has to say about you, because sometimes we have blind spots to ourselves and what we're actually capable of or what we can do. So it's always good to get a wider frame of reference, just beyond the person themselves. So after that, after we do an audit, then we come up with a strategy. Okay, so I would say these are the things I found. These are the things you're doing great. These are the areas where you can improve. We develop a strategy based on their strengths and the resources that they may have available to them. Because everybody wouldn't be operating at the same level. Some may have more finances than others. Some may have a bigger personality than others. And so leveraging the things that they are strong in to be able to get them where they want to be and just work slowly over time, Developing a brand is certainly not an overnight thing. This Sip and Strategize event, for example, has been happening since last November. And it has really evolved. And this is the first time I'm actually speaking publicly about it in this way, right? So that in and of itself was also a journey from then until now. So branding isn't something that happens overnight. It really is looking at where you'd like to be versus where you are now, doing an audit to determine where the gaps in your system lie, developing a strategy for executing it properly, and coming up with tactics to support your strategy over time. So developing and sometimes it could be as simple as, revamping your wardrobe, looking at your conversational skills, how you interact with people, your behavior, the kinds of content you put on the internet. So some people may put stuff up and they are not even aware of how far their words would have reached, or whatever video they put up would have reached, And it's only when somebody in public sees, because this happened to me already, it happened to me last week, somebody saw me and they said, I saw you made a comment on a particular post of an organization. They said, I had to see who said something like that. It was a little controversial.
Okay.
So, and then the person decided to follow me from there, but I don't know who this person is. So, and that could happen to you. So that's what I think.
So Sip and Strategize, it's a monthly thing.
Yes.
And where does it normally take place?
Well, different places. Sometimes this time it's happening at the HD Cafe, Queen's Park West. That's just upstairs Haagen-Dazs for the viewers who may not be familiar with the HD Cafe. And begins at 2 p.m. and ends at 5 p.m. on the 28th of July, which is this coming Saturday. But different months, it's in different places. Last month we were in San Fernando because some of the people who would have seen some of the feedback from the last few sessions insisted that I come to South. So I was there last month and I'm back in Port of Spain this month.
So it's very well attended.
It's small, it's growing. This is what happened. The first time it happened, nobody came, right? And the second time it happened, about 5 people came, and then about 10 people came, and it grew. But at that time, it was free. There was no charge to come because I didn't implement any training. It wasn't very deliberate in terms of I'm teaching people how to do this today, and I am actually bringing on somebody who has experience in that particular area so that they could share their experience and people can learn from them. But now it has taken on a very structured approach.
Yes, what's the structure of the entire event? Okay,
so it's 3 hours. The first hour is focused on training. The second hour, I usually bring in somebody who may be versed in a particular area. So this month, the theme is collaborating to produce content for your online channels, because sometimes people may have good ideas and they may be afraid to even take the leap to do something, or they may be scared. They may think, I don't look good on camera, or I don't do this, or I don't do that, or they may not have the resources to produce something that is of good quality. So this is me teaching you how to actually reach out to people and tap into resources that you may not think you have, but they're actually sitting right there in your network. It's just for you to actually take the leap and do the thing. And the third hour is really sipping and strategizing and networking and speaking with each other.
Who should attend events like this? Who would benefit?
Persons who are growing their business, persons who feel they want to be able to improve their skills to network and socialize, persons who are looking to grow their network, ambitious people who are looking to grow in their careers, even persons who may be confused about where they want to end up, because every session, despite the fact that I'll be focusing on a particular theme, there are lessons that are almost like woven through every session, talking about mindset and about how that affects our ability to go after the things we want, and that affects the way we perceive ourselves and think of ourselves as people who could actually achieve a particular thing. Because you come to realize that doing these sessions, there are issues that always come up. The people don't want to appear on camera because they have some sort of self-esteem issue. They may not want to reach out and ask somebody for something because they may have some sort of issue with thinking that somebody may not accept them, or somebody may not think they're worth the effort. And you'd realize those themes kind of come up over and over again. So persons who are looking to really improve the way they think of themselves and to be in a space where they get support and they are able to hear the stories of others, because I think sometimes being inspired by the struggle and the triumph of others really helps propel us in a particular direction.
Would you say it helps you to become more popular?
Me or people
in general who would attend this? Is that the goal? Is that the aim?
I wouldn't say so. I'd say that you become as popular, quote unquote, as the work you put in. I suppose the word popular is a side effect of a good product, right, or a good service, or good reputation. But the aim isn't so much to make you popular, but it is to equip you with skills and knowledge for you to take back and apply to yourself. Whether you become popular or not is really a function of if you implement the things properly and you continually work at it.
When is the next event?
Well, the next event will be at the end of August, or maybe the end of September, because I think I may want to do something in the month of August. But I haven't decided on the date yet, but it's going to be the end of the month, either August or September.
So we're looking forward to July 28th.
Yes, July 28th.
2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the HD Cafe.
Yes.
Is there a number to call for further information?
Yeah, sure. Persons can call 737-8900 if they are interested in registering.
Or they can Facebook?
Yes.
Instagram.
Yeah, Facebook, J Bannister Branding, and the first post on the page, they can register through there.
Well, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you so much for being here, and best of luck with this.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we've been chatting with Jamila Bannister, the mastermind behind SIP and Strategise. As she mentioned, the number to call for further information is 737-8900. Well, we now take you to our travel weather forecast.